What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the greatest gaming podcast on the internet, the One Up Gamescast. I'm one of your hosts, Casting, joined as always by my brother from another mother, the man with the plan, Master Chief in the streets, Master Cheeks in the sheets, Jack Gibb. How you doing, buddy?
Doing all right. It's been a week of sickness, but happy to be back for the podcast. How you doing, my friend?
Same.
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 Yeah. You sound better than last week, too.
I'm feeling better than last week. I think I had my worst day was probably like Wednesday, and then yesterday.
Oh, okay. So I really caught up to you then.
Yeah. It really fluctuated because I thought Sunday was my worst day, and then Monday I just felt terrible. Tuesday I felt like poo poo, and then Wednesday I was really bad, and then Thursday morning pretty bad, and then got pretty normal. Come Thursday night, did a stream.
Everyone's saying the same thing, like it's lasting longer, all this sort of stuff. Because like I was the same, similar. Like I was pretty fucked up Monday, but slept a lot, so I think that's what I masked it. And then Tuesday, absolutely fucked. Wednesday, I'm like, a little bit better. Thursday, absolutely fucked. And then today, like much better than Wednesday. So
I feel like that's why I felt pretty okay last night, was because I spent the majority of like the day yesterday just sleeping. Like I just could not.
It definitely helps.
Yeah, could not stay awake. Plus, a podcast exclusive, because I'm not going to talk about this anywhere else. I like passed out in the shower and smacked my head on the wall, and I've got like I've opened my head back here. So that also probably didn't help, and that made it really like I didn't want to go to sleep, but I was so tired.
Fucking hell, yeah. It certainly couldn't have helped.
Yeah, it's good fun time. You know what I mean? We don't half-ass it here at One Up. When we get sick, we get sick. We don't half-ass it. No, mate. I mean, the upside to being sick, though, a lot more time for games. You know what I mean? Like, I've actually been able to put some decent time into Doom. I know you've been playing Expedition. At least we've had that sort of.
You know what really shits me though about Expedition?
What?
On Game Pass, brilliant. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have played it without Game Pass, so very happy. Really would have been a solid PlayStation Portal in bed sort of game though.
Oh, bro, yeah, good call.
Although the parry timing is fucked as it is, so maybe not. But hey, no, you're right. When you're sick, you usually find a few extra hours for the games. Wish I could have found more, but hey, I finished Act 1, so I would say I'm a third of the way through the game.
Man,
so
I'm so proud of you.
You happy with that?
Yeah, I'm very proud of you. I'm very excited that you, not only that you started playing it, that you're enjoying it. That was my biggest fear. You going into that game was you trying it, absolutely hating it. And then as far as like everybody on the internet's concerned, it's like the best game that's ever been released. So I feel like it would hurt me inside a little bit if you didn't like it just a little. So no, I'm glad you're enjoying your time, honestly.
I think I was hooked from maybe like 10 or 15 minutes in.
Wow, that's a quick hook.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, the first 10 minutes are great, but like once you start having some conversations with people and learning a bit about the characters and it just seems so like we said it fucking in January, we've said it last week on the podcast, and we've said it on streams. The writing is just phenomenal, and don't get me wrong, there's things about the characters I don't fucking like, but they're so real. They're so real qualities and traits, and they might piss you off, but it's like I get it, So it's very well written. But yeah, look, I finished Act 1 a couple of nights ago, or was it last night? No, it was last night. I'm gonna have tonight off. Need a breather after Act 1, and then I'll get back into it over the weekend. So I don't know. Hopefully, Act 2 sorted by next podcast. We'll see how we go. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but if you got Game Pass, you got to give it a half hour. Just get through the prologue, and then it deserves that much. Honestly, it's a very special game. So, but you've chosen to play Doom instead.
I have.
You happy with that decision? The game good?
It's pretty great. I'm not gonna lie. It's up there as like it's in my game of the year discussion right now, and I haven't even finished it. It's just another really good game. The id Software, they really don't miss when it comes to these Doom games. Like 2016, like we've just recently done a replay on stream of 2016, and we cut it a little fine. So I didn't play Doom Eternal on stream, but a part of me wishes I did, because Doom Eternal is just as good as I remember it. So jumping into Dark Ages, I was anticipating a good time, a great game. and it really did exceed expectations. It's strange to me, and it floors me that in no universe are these games that similar in any way. Like 2016 feels like a happy accident. You know what I mean? Like none of it feels intentional, yet it works so well. And Doom Eternal feels like, okay, well, now that we know what Doom is, how do we elevate it? And they just take it even further. It's faster, it's more intense, it's absolutely like balls to the wall, 200 miles per hour fun. And then you're like, okay, well, how do you evolve that? Like, where do you go with Doom the Dark Ages? How do you evolve Eternal? And you don't. You go back. The story went back. The speed went back. Like, you can totally play Dark Ages like Eternal. Like, the settings are some of the best settings I've seen in a video game, where you can up, like, enemy speed, your speed, parry, damage, all that sort of stuff. You can literally tailor this game to play exactly how you want it to play. But just jumping in standard settings, like it's very much like it's like a brute force. Like this feels so much closer to classic Doom than the other two have, and I don't hate it for that. If anything, I'm kind of like enjoying the bit of slowdown. It's just another, like, it just was like, hey, we just want to redefine first person shooters again, and they've done it. Like it's crazy that they keep doing it with every entry.
Real subtle about it.
Yeah, it's mental. Like it's brilliant. I'm really enjoying my time with it. I'm almost done, so maybe next week we'll talk more about it. But there will be a review up relatively soon. For anybody interested, there's also a review of the 2016. And the Eternal review went up today on the One Up Kyle channel. That Eternal review, I put a lot of effort into that one. And it's like, it's just thinking about Eternal. Like, and I was saying this to you yesterday, and playing Dark Ages, I'm like, gaming for me the last few years is like, it's felt very stagnant and sterile and stuff, and like, you know, everything sort of coming out felt very similar, or everything coming out was just more of the same. And then jumping into these games, it's like, it's really made me appreciate games again. It's made me excited to jump into more out of the box random games as well, like just some crazy indie games. I'm excited for Expedition. I have been since we first seen it, so I'm excited to jump into that eventually. I just want to jump into as much as I can. So yeah,
I think you're embracing that. I mean, I felt the same last year with Helldivers. I'm like, oh, the spell's broken, but obviously we're having a child last year, and I think sort of priorities and whatever.
Yeah.
But this year, I'm trying hard to keep up, and I'm not keeping up. But I got the same spirit where it feels like it's a bit more spark in there at the moment. Whether like for me, it's Indiana Jones and
great game.
And Expedition 33. Like it's not a huge collection. We played Gears of War, played that for the first time. That was great. Sniper Elite Resistance, I don't feel like was the freshest game, but it was a good game.
That was fun. That was fun.
It was. So I think we're hitting some good marks at them, us personally, and I think the industry as a whole as well.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been really, really good. I've been enjoying my time with games at the moment. And I feel like it's been a while since like a lot of people have been able to like actually say that, especially me, being able to say like, I'm just having a good time. Like I felt like a kid playing Dark Ages, like every little thing that was happening. Like the other day when I started on stream, I was like, this is so cool. Like I got as excited as a schoolgirl when the Doomslayer spoke. He said one word and I was just like, oh my God, what a Chad. Like this guy, like it's so good. So yeah, I'm very keen to finish it, and I'm very keen to put pen to paper and put my thoughts out there on Dark Ages, because I feel like they might be, I mean, it's been very positive towards this game, but I feel like my thoughts might be even more positive just because I have just come off playing 2016 and Eternal, and to jump into Dark Ages. Like, I feel like if Dark Ages were just the next evolutionary step to Eternal, I would be like, yeah, this makes sense. But the fact that it is such a 360, we're just going to do whatever the hell we want, just makes me even more excited for, like, whatever they do next. Like, if they do Quake next, that'll be great. Wait another 5 years, we'll get another Doom. That would be amazing. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy. That's good. Gaming's good.
And to be able to play all three back in a row.
So good.
That's good.
So
That's
good.
helpful. Mate, do we want to jump into some stories of the week?
Mate, let's do it. Let's do it.
Where do we want to start?
Where do you want to start, mate? I'm interested in where you want to start.
Just the latest update on the Switch 2 midnight launch is where I'd like to start.
Oh, mate, please hit us with it.
I can't remember exactly where we got to last week, but we did discuss that EB were doing the exclusive midnight launch for EB World members, or EB World Plus members, I should say. Well, they're trading in their Switch 1 could get a ticket to the midnight launch. Happy to say that EB has dropped the exclusivity. You've simply got to just show up now, which is great. If you do be an EB World Plus member or trade your Switch, you get a ticket to the front of the queue. You get an express ticket in. Everyone else has to just wait a little. I can't imagine there's that many EB World Plus members per store. I could be wrong. It could be about to experience a very long call there. But hopefully there's just like 10 of them and they can fuck off, and then everyone else can have their Switch. So anyone can go. But this whole thing sort of deflated my balloons. I really lost a lot of interest in showing up, to be honest. So I'm not sure if we'll get reporting from the front lines there or not, but just wanted to update on that story. And I think as well, if you trade towards your Switch 2, you get like a bonus $20 or something. Like I think they're trying to wash away some sins. But anyway, yeah, just wanted to put that little update story in. And I'm not going to update it again, to be honest. Whatever they do now, you need to research on your own because I've lost all fucking interest.
It's so fair. Like, so fair. What a cluster of just bad business decisions and just bad community decisions. Like, that
bad community decisions, yeah.
Yeah, I need to know who made that decision. You know what I mean? We need to meet the idiots at the top that actually have never stepped foot into an EB world or played a video game in their life.
You see it all the time. Gamers just respond differently. Like, we are such a cut our nose off to spite our face sort of community. Like, as in, like Marathon at the moment, right? Marathon is coming out the gate very softly. People, don't think it's doing enough, missing a whole bunch of features. They're talking about features that they haven't even fucking coded yet, being amazing. They're they're just dropping the ball left, right, and center.
Yeah.
Turns out they've stolen all the artwork as well off somebody. Like we're talking, textures on the side of buildings that reference I think it was like a college or something. Like, yeah, stolen off like one person in particular's Twitter. It looks like all the artwork has just basically come from one person's Twitter account. I don't know the full story about her, so I'm not. This isn't me covering the story. I'm just mentioning that. Bungie could come out tomorrow and be like, "Hey, we've paid that artist $50 million, and we've brought all their artwork, and they're happy. We're happy. We're going to delay the game a year, and it's going to launch with all the features you've requested, PvE, the works, all of it, and we'd still go, no, we're all good." You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing. Like we just once we're lost, we're lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you fuck the midnight launch up, we're gone. You fuck the reveal up, we're gone. There's nothing Microsoft could have done with the Xbox One short of giving it away for free to repair the damage that launch did or the reveal.
Yeah.
So it's just the way it works in gaming. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just, that's just the reality of it. And I think what happens sometimes is someone comes in who's got no fucking idea this is how it works and makes a decision. And it's just, you know what I mean? Like, eBay's a retailer. Maybe they got someone in the marketing team from a different retail store and got them into, for a job, and they fuck this up, and now now they're like, oh shit, gamers are different.
Yeah,
I don't know. Just think that's sometimes how it works.
It's pretty bad. Like just all over the place. It's pretty bad. I actually feel sorry for Marathon, to be honest. Like I feel like people went into this wanting to hate it. I think the biggest problem that the biggest issue they've got is that instead of just creating a new IP, they're placing it inside of an existing IP, and this sort of game,
it's going to end up being a mistake. Although I would not have seen that coming.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. But like everything I've seen of the game, like it seems fine. The gameplay I've seen is fine. It's going to be another Concord situation, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Where everyone's going to be like, there's too much of it. It should be free. It should be this, it should be that. But then again, on the other side of the coin, people are very excited for Arc Raiders. That is also a $40 game in the States. Like, they have been very forward with, like, you're paying to play this.
Yeah,
I don't know.
the,
Like, it's
the
weird.
argument of price, I think we do ourselves a disservice when we say like, oh, it should be free or it should be paid. Like us as a gaming community,
Yeah.
I think we just fuck ourselves over. I don't see how it's relevant. Now, don't get me wrong. If someone doesn't have money, free and not significantly two different price points. I'm not like trying to say. I just mean that as a community, when we go, oh, that should be free because we look at it and it goes, oh, the quality tells us it should be free. I don't think we're doing ourselves a service. Like if Apex Legends was $60 at launch, that would have been the best $60 I've ever spent.
Yeah.
Got 1,000 hours in that game, you know. So I think like we're getting too wrapped up in the price point. The game, if it comes out and it's shit, paying for it's not going to make a difference. Like if it's shit and I got it for free or I got it for $60, yeah, I'm going to be more pissed paying money, of course. But I'm going to play a good game regardless of the price point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I just don't think that's like, it's going to go down because it wasn't free. But it's like, no, it's going down because no one's interested.
Yeah.
Like Concord, people weren't interested. Like if they were interested, they would have paid the money. Now, I'm not saying, like, I think more people should have been interested in it because I thought it was a good game. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
great.
I just, yeah, my theory on Bungie, and this is just my personal theory. This is based on no facts. This is just a jack hot take right here. My opinion is that Bungie, known as one of the greatest developers of all time, has made Destiny for the last 10 or 11 years.
Yeah.
And they've got a very hardcore following, and that game has a very core audience, which sadly, to my knowledge, hasn't really grown over that 10 years. Like it's a very core audience, very strong audience. Like nothing wrong with that. But the Bungie name hasn't hit a new fucking face. You know what I mean? Like as in, I've barely touched Destiny. I know Bungie from the Halo days. So when they announced Marathon and I saw the initial reveal, I was like, damn, I hope that's good. Like I am keen. I will buy that game. I'm all in. But like the game has to be kind of good because I can't, like the Bungie name isn't really enough for me. Like I've been gone for 10 years, you know, like the game's got to carry itself, and stolen artwork and lack of content and missing features and devs that are talking about this being the biggest extraction shooter of all time, but they're not really being able to say why. I mean, man, like it's just not, you know,
Yeah, no.
whether it's free or paid, it just hasn't even like crossed my mind yet.
Yeah.
But you know, to be fair, if it's free, maybe I'd have that give it a go attitude. I don't know, man. It's hard to watch. I actually really want Marathon to be successful. Like, you know, because the other thing as well is Sony has invested so heavily in Marathon and Bungie as a whole that if it flops, it'll probably take more shit with it. You know what I mean? Like it'll mean another project doesn't get greenlit, or it's all Bungie's already caused other projects to be cancelled and whatever. And whether they should have been or shouldn't have been, I guess, you know, I'll never know. But it's a big train wreck. I don't know, man. I'm really uncomfortable by the whole situation, to be honest. And I hope at the very least that they do right by the artists who they stole them.
Honestly, yeah. If there's one thing they need to do, it's that. I agree.
I understand legally it, you know, might be a long time before it's solved, but I hope they are forthcoming with millions of dollars at the very least.
Honestly.
Basically her game at this point.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true. I felt so sorry for the artist guy. Like in there, I don't know if you've seen their live stream where they discussed.
I've seen a bit of it.
He's clearly upset, and like he's clearly been crying. Like he was clearly destroyed. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like this is clearly something that he had no knowledge of, and now he's got to be the one to clean it up. You know what I mean? Like I feel so sorry for him, and the fact that it was just a contractor that they had in like towards the start of development is crazy. Yeah, I mean, rough.
I can appreciate that. It does tell me though they must be being rushed here. Like
100%. Yeah,
because the director of art might not be at fault, but I'm pretty sure the big thing is that he follows the Twitter user.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point there should have been a check that like this should have been figured out at some point, but clearly moving too fast. And that's when mistakes happen, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a bit of a rough one. I don't know. Yeah, we'll probably check back in on this story at some point, but
yeah, it'll come back up for sure.
Yeah, but there's definitely a lot of talk. What was the other thing I wanted to touch on? It was a similar vein. Nope, I think I closed the tab. Never mind. Just quickly roll on to one a good story, if I can. the retro classics coming to Game Pass. So
Yes.
Xbox has put up. I didn't know really what to call it. Is it like a new category, a new tab on Game Pass? Like I'm not really sure, but it's a new section, if you will.
It's a new category
Um,
for sure.
Yeah, it's. I think you download it as a singular game, and
Mhm.
then you open up the service. But
Yeah.
basically, to start with, it's about 50 Activision games from the 80s and 90s in one big old collection. It's not really much more to it. It's the original games, obviously emulated, but it's the original games, so there's no remastering, no makeover, any of that good stuff. But there is saves now. Not some of the games didn't actually have saving mechanics, so that's cool that they've been added in.
Mm.
It's on Xbox and PC and can be streamed. And it's on all levels of Game Pass except for Game Pass Core Japan for some fucking reason. And it's all by Ant Stream, so maybe that's actually got something to do with it. But yeah, I don't know. It's a cool little collection.
Not on Game Pass Core Japan.
Correct, but it's on Game Pass Core for everyone else.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's probably because in Japan you can go down the street and find these games for like 20 cents at like a used
Yeah,
game shop,
totally.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's like, oh crap, how are we going to justify this to them? We can't, sir. Don't give it to them.
Yeah, don't bother. Yeah, I don't know. Just thought it's an interesting one. I don't personally have any connection to any of the games, but I love the step in this direction. This tells me like, hey, they're trying something here, and you know, I don't know what it'll lead to, but who knows? You know, it's a good step in the right direction and a nice little casual addition to Game Pass in the middle of the week.
That's it. That's all we can ask for, you know? Good stuff. Not Pitfall? Yeah. You never played Pitfall as a kid?
I played it on the PS2, so
There you go.
not the 80s or 90s Pitfall, but I played it on the PS2. Fun fact, brought it at the post office, that game. We were just at the post office after school one day, and they just had some fucking PS2 games on the shelf.
What?
For $20, if I remember correctly.
That's insane.
And I think my brother and I both got a game, and I think he got Pitfall. I don't think it was me. I could be wrong, but yeah, had a lot of fun. Couldn't really tell you much about it. It was a 2D game, if I remember correctly, or 2.5D.
Hell yeah. Yeah, classic Pitfall. Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Well, mate, I've had quite a good week. I'm going to be honest with you, mate.
Play it on me.
I've had some announcements come my way that are just made for me, if I can be so bold. Now, I've got two announcements locked and loaded, okay? And there's one that just brings me nothing but pure joy and ecstasy, and another that brings me nothing but pure joy and ecstasy and maybe shed a tear. Which one do you want first?
Oh, we'll save the tear for later.
I love it.
Save
I love
that
it.
for the end.
Mate, it was announced, goodness gracious, a couple of days ago that we were going to get a Warhammer Skulls 2025 showcase. It was going to happen on the 22nd. It happened. I was not expecting much because last year we basically got, you know, updates on a whole bunch of games, and we got another look at like Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. Like that was the big get. And I was not expecting anything of significance to be announced at this thing. I was so wrong. I was so wrong. Because I thought, you've already announced Warhammer 40k Space Marine 3. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't save it for this. You announced it already, and it was just a blog post, you know? Like, what are you really going to show here? Well, mate, let me break it down for you, okay? I'm gonna save the announcements for last. We're gonna go with the updates, okay? So Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 is getting an update. It got a new trailer that showed some PvE co-op and PvP multiplayer modes being added to the game. The game has got it's got the 3-player co-op mode and the 6v6 PvP mode. They're adding new modes, and they are also they're adding new armor and stuff. So that's coming very soon. Darktide is getting an update. Battle Sector is getting an update, and Rogue Trader is getting a new expansion. They also went over Tacticus for mobile and Warp Forge for mobile. They're getting some updates. But my goodness, mate, I'm going to get the announcements that mean nothing out of the way. We're getting a new Dark Heresy game that's expanding the Warhammer universe. We got no dates or anything like that. We're getting Supremacy, Warhammer 40k. We don't know much about it, only that they've said that it's going to be a fresh take on the franchise, so we're very excited about They announced Warhammer 40k Mechanicus 2. It's a turn-based game, turn-based tactics game. We're getting a sequel to that. The game's coming to all current gen consoles and PC. And the narrative is being penned by an author from the Black Library. Now, Black Library, for people that don't know, that is where you'll find all your Warhammer 40k books, lore, expanded universe stuff. They have their own thing that's called the Black Library. So stories that come from the Black Library are like official, this is Warhammer lore, this fits with everything. There is no overlap. They do not mess. They do not mess around. They do not muck it up. Like, it's very good. But yeah, it's a game that will introduce 2 campaigns. One where you can play both sides of the conflict, where you can play as the Adeptus Mechanicus and the Necrons. So that's coming. Very, very cool. And the Black Library author is Ben Counter. He's very popular. Then, mate, I was not expecting this to ever happen, because when I searched the interwebs, when I did my review of this game, I thought, man, I'm in love with this. And a lot of people seem to just like it. They announced a sequel to Warhammer 40k Bolt Gun. We are getting a Bolt Gun 2. The retro-inspired shooter is back, baby. It's coming out in 2026. It's coming out to Windows, PS5, Series X and S. I cannot freaking wait. They dropped a trailer. It looks like more of what we love from the first game. But they weren't done, mate. They were like, hey, we know that you guys, 2026 is like next year, and we're sorry to have to make you wait that long. So what we're doing is we're kind of re-releasing Warhammer 40k Bolt Gun. But it's called Warhammer 40k Bolt Gun, Words of Vengeance. What do you think that means, mate?
I got no idea.
Let me. That's great.
I mean, I assume like some more levels and stuff.
Oh,
like
mate,
that. Like,
it's a brand new game. It's a brand new game, and it's a surprising free game, mate. It is a typing game. So you have to type stuff out, and it will it's like those old typing games you used to see. Like, you remember the Pokemon typing game, and then there's games back in the day where you would type out the word and then that action would happen on screen. That's what it is. So it's like you type in boom, he shoots the cannon. You type in the enemy's name, you shoot the enemy.
But it's not text based. It's actually like the Bolt Gun game.
Yes.
What the?
Oh, mate, I cannot wait to show you the trailer after this. I've instantly, it's in my library. I'm ready to go, dude. Words of Vengeance. Like, what a crazy freaking announcement. I was dying of laughter. It's so good. There is a reaction to this stream. Will it ever see the light of day? Hopefully. You know what I mean? There's a lot going on at the moment. So I'll probably edit that at some point. But I was in hysterics, dude. I was in hysterics. I could not believe it. Like, looking at I'll show you the trailer. It's so freaking good. But yeah, Warhammer is still hitting so hard. So happy that Skulls had some cool shit to announce. I only think this live stream could have been elevated so much higher if they hadn't announced 40k Space Marine 3 the way they did. Like, if this was if this is how they ended the Skulls live stream with that announcement, I think it probably would have been one of the most hype Skulls live streams we've ever had. But maybe there's some sort of maybe higher ups were like, hey, we want to keep the hype going, announce it now, get people, they'll go out and they'll buy the sequel and all that fun stuff. But I'm not in charge, so they've missed
so
the
much Warhammer stuff going on.
Oh, I'm so, mate, as a Warhammer boy, I'm so excited. I'm so happy. So happy. But yeah, Skulls happened, and yeah, some other things that got announced at Skulls, right? I needed to get the Bolt Gun thing out of the way, because they also announced a definitive edition of Warhammer 40k Dawn of War, the original Dawn of War, which has had such trouble running in the last few years for a lot of people that own it on Steam. My friend Alan is one of those people where it was just, absolutely, it just does not run well. So they've done a definitive edition, and it's updating the original, the game that came out over 20 years ago. Like, it's just a full-on update for that version of the game. So excited about that. makes me think there might be some more coming. You know what I mean? Like, why are we updating the original, guys? What are we doing over there? And then the final thing I want to talk about, because this has caused some interesting arguments online, and I'm very excited to watch everybody tear each other apart. And I have no issue with it because I own all the consoles in the world. Warhammer 40k Space Marine 1 is getting the Master Crafted Edition. And it is coming out on Xbox Series consoles, PC, and Game Pass. And that's it.
Oh.
There are some
weird choice.
angry people online, dude. It's coming June 10th. And there are some angry people online. They are not happy. People are like, why is it not coming to PlayStation? What the hell is this? And in a way, I'm like, yeah, it's weird it's not coming to PlayStation. It's weird it's not coming to PlayStation. That's really weird. But then in the back of my mind, I'm also like, hey, maybe Xbox has like funded this. Do you know what I mean? Maybe this is one of the things that they've got going on with Sega. Maybe this is a Tomb Raider.
They funded Indiana Jones and put that on PlayStation. They funded Hellblade and announced that for PlayStation this week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, right, is like they announced them for PlayStation after a release on Xbox. You know what I mean? This could be literally a thing of like, hey, we've got it for 6 months. You know what I mean? Like they funded Tomb Raider and people got mad at them about it. Like maybe the whole point of the funding was
been shy ever since then.
Yeah, like maybe the whole point of like, hey, it's coming out here first is so, you know, like it's a great way to get Game Pass numbers up. You know what I mean? Before it comes out on PlayStation. And because I think if it said out June 10, PlayStation, Xbox, PC, I don't think Xbox would see much of a look in. But I think if they've had anything to do with it.
Yeah, and apparently, no, you're right. I was just looking at that story that you put it up on the website, right? Expedition 33 sales?
Yes. Yeah. That's gone mental. It's like, what was it, like 3 million in like the first couple of days?
Yeah, but didn't it like actually tell us how many players they had versus how many sales? Was that part of it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, there's a lot more players than there was sales. That's for damn sure.
And that would be the Game Pass players, right?
100%. But I think the only thing that would I think the only difference between that game and this one is Expedition 33 was an unknown quantity. Do you know what I mean? Like people are probably like trying it on Game Pass because they're not sure if it was something they were going to like. Whereas this is a game that was established and loved by so many people and has a sequel that we waited so long for that's out there now. And I guarantee you that there are people that played Warhammer Space Marine 2 that never even looked at the first game. So there's going to be a lot of people this time around that are like, well, I need to see how it all started, because you don't need to play the first one to enjoy the second. But fuck, it helps. Like it really helps. So yeah, I think this being that way, like Xbox, I feel like Xbox went to them when Space Marine 2 did really well last year, and they're like, hey, you want to redo the first one? Like, yeah, cool, we'll pay for it. The only thing we want is like 6 months on Game Pass. Like, I have no doubt in my mind that this will probably come out, and I can see like a little throwaway thing like at the Game Awards or something like that saying, hey, it's coming to PlayStation now. You know what I mean? It could be a part of a bigger announcement for like Space Marine 3 or something. We could get our first trailer for Space Marine 3 at the Game Awards. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they're going to try to power through and get that game out as quickly as possible to ride the high. I don't think they should, but they will. Or it could be something, it could be a thing to like the next time we see Bolt Gun 2, they could literally go, by the way, this is like because Bolt Gun is set in that same sort of like very close in that timeline. Like Bolt Gun is like almost a sequel to Space Marine 1. So I assume Bolt Gun 2 could follow on from that, maybe, or I don't know, maybe it could take place after Space Marine 2. But now I'm just thinking out loud. Sorry. Yeah, I'm keen to see what they do. But there's a lot of people online that are not happy about it not coming to PlayStation. But I would just say, everyone, just calm down. Let's all take a minute, and then we'll see what happens. You never know. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's interesting. No, I think you raised some fair points. Like, I definitely understand the frustration. But yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see, I guess. Yeah, it out.
Yeah, I'm not like. I think the thing I'm trying to get across to you all right, let's all just calm down. Is that we're at a stage of gaming, right, where if this had come out and said, coming to PlayStation 5 and PC June 10, I'd say there's a very low chance we'd see it on an Xbox. The fact that it said it's coming to Xbox, PC, and Game Pass June 10, and everything they've spoken about, everything that they've tried to like their new plan going forward, I'd say just chill. I think it's going to come on PlayStation. I don't see them keeping something like this under lock and key. I honestly think that if anything, they've proved that they want games everywhere. They want everything to be an Xbox. This just might be something that they cooked up, make it a Game Pass exclusive. So, you know, they get the Game Pass numbers up. They probably funded it a little bit. You know, like let's just hold our horses, wait and see what happens. Because I doubt we're gonna see this stay.
The Game Pass negotiations as well. Like maybe you get more money or more of a cut if you are exclusive or whatever.
Yeah, maybe. We don't know. It could also be Sega saving their ass. You know what I mean? This could be them also like this is a gamble. Do you know what I mean as well? Like to bring a game from 2013, I believe. Heard that
from other developers that sometimes going on Game Pass, it might not be like option one, like as in, just people paying for $100 for every copy of the game would be great. But Game Pass guarantees we'll be able to pay our staff to the end of the year.
Exactly, yeah. Because I mean, imagine this comes out and it's not the remake or the remaster that everybody wants, and then all of a sudden, you've got a whole bunch of fucking dead PS5 copies sitting on shelves. If you're just dropping it on Xbox Game Pass PC, it's a really good way to gauge whether or not you want to go that extra mile to pay for PS5 discs, to try to go that extra mile to put it on PS5. Like,
oh yeah,
this is
No, I think that's a valid point, and it just reminded me as well. Like yesterday, I discovered that Expedition 33 had physical release on PlayStation. Mm-hmm. It does not on Xbox.
No, it doesn't.
You cannot buy that game in store.
Yeah,
and I'm guessing that not many people have bought the game on the Xbox store either.
Yeah, no.
How would you, honestly?
Yeah, I mean, the majority of their players are Game Pass. And it's just showing the direction that Xbox is moving in. And if it leads to more games like this, remasters of games that people want, games that people have just put down as dead, you know what I mean? Like, if this resurgence in the Space Marine love, we're getting a game from 2013, a game that if you wanted to play it today, you either need to dust off a PS3 or go to Steam and hope that the game runs well on your computer. This is good. This is nothing but a positive. Sure, you have to wait a little bit longer to play it on the console you want to play it on, but I mean, if you're really that interested, you'll wait, or you'll boot up your PC, or you'll take your Xbox out of the corner of shame and you'll boot it up and you'll play. That's basically it.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. It's also something to be said, like when a game doesn't come to Xbox, we just have to put up with it. But when a game doesn't come to PlayStation,
yeah, all hell broke loose. Sega's like, everyone calm down, everybody.
It's surprising that it's Sega that's doing it though. That part I'm surprised about.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. But I'm cool with it. They kept Persona off Xbox for years, so. Mate, okay. This next one, okay, is just, it's a quick one, but I need to talk about it. Now, I like to think that I have become known in my head as the Nikkei guy, okay?
And my Nikkei guy, if that helps.
That means so much to me. Stellar Blade dropped the trailer for their Nikkei crossover. Holy shit, man. If there's one developer out there that is not getting enough love, but is definitely making a lot of money, it's Shift Up. Like they have essentially, in my mind, one of two things has happened. They have painstakingly recreated Nikkei, the 2D mobile NPC. So everyone get on there, join my clan. PC game where it's literally static 2D images of women shooting guns. They've recreated that in 3D. This crossover isn't Stellar Blade cross Nikkei. It feels like it's a Nikkei game where you can play as Eve. It's got the third-person shooting. It's got the cover-based stuff. It's got literally, it's got the same UI and everything as the Nikkei game. This is not just a crossover. This in my mind is are you guys working on a AAA Nikkei game and this is you testing the waters to see if people like the gameplay? Because if it is, I'm very excited. I'm super excited. I am. I shed a tear, bro, because there was a bit towards the end where one of my favorite characters from Nikkei isn't a skin. they're in the game. Like, it's canon. They're in the universe, and they fight Eve, and it looks awesome. It looks so cool, and I just cannot wait for this game to come out. So I'm probably going to do like a Stellar Blade replay and then just go through and play the Nier Automata stuff as well, because that was another crossover that was done very well. But I think the fact that Stellar Blade and Nikke are made by the same developer means that they've just been able to go even harder with this one, and that excites me because like they put up sorry, I'm trying to find this on the fly. I wasn't going to talk about it, but I'm too hyped. So they put up their plans going forward for their IP, Nikke and Stellar Blade. And effectively, they basically said that we would be getting a sequel to Stellar Blade before 2027. Because 2027 is when their new IP is supposed to launch. So effectively, in 2024, they wanted Stellar Blade on console, and then for Nikke, they wanted user acquisition and retention, new market entry, platform strategy, which I think they've nailed. They wanted to expand the platform of Stellar Blade, which they did by heading to PC. And then the next thing on their list to do is a sequel. With the PC release, we also got a complete edition, which basically included a whole bunch of new content for Stellar Blade, new costumes, new boss fights, new levels, new missions. They've basically gone in and added a whole second half of the game, which is dope. And yeah, next thing they've got on their mind is a sequel, which they want to get out before their new AAA project called Project Witches drops in 2027. So we should probably be hearing about a Stellar Blade sequel some point towards the end of this year or start of next year, which is crazy turnaround for this game. But I think I think it's one of those things of like, the first game coming out was like, you've got to figure out what the game is. You've got to build assets. You've got to decide what you're going to do with it. You've got to build a story. And their storytelling over there at Shift Up is like next level. Like when people are like, oh, you like Nikke, the booby gacha game? It's like, I do. Literally check out the story. It is next level, great writing, awesome shit. Like there's some heartfelt stuff that happens in that game. And I think people need to actually have a deeper look at this stuff before they just like look at boobs and instantly judge, because Stellar Blade was great, Nikke is amazing, and the fact that these two are crossing over and it looks like they want that Nikke audience playing Stellar Blade. They want that Stellar Blade audience playing Nikke. They want them all by the balls, and they have got me. Oh, they've got me, mate. I cannot bloody wait for this expansion to drop, and I will be in there day bloody one, losing my mind. But yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to gush over Nikke again, but so good, very excited, very happy.
I got another 100 gig on the drive if you want to keep recording. Keep going, mate.
I one day I'll just do the Nikke episode, you know what I mean, where like, oh god, I can't do the podcast this week, I'm sick. I'm like, I've got this, homie, don't even stress, I've got this. And I just sit here and I'll just be like, I'll play Nikke and be like, all right, this is my units, this is their power, this is their favorite items, this is my favorite unit. Like it'll be just an hour of that. And Av will never trust me again. Before we end the show, one of the best updates known to man, just to cap it off, because I'm a degenerate. One of the best updates known to man just happened. The first Descendant, my friend, just got an update. And this isn't the official name of the update, but I just wanted to, before we end, bring up the fact that the first Descendant just got the Jiggle Physics update. And great update. It's a great update, mate. It's bloody wonderful. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
The game no longer runs at 4K. It has to run at 1440p, but hey, the GPU's going away.
Hey man, it's worth it. You know what I mean? They also added an emote where they bounce up and down on a medicine ball. That was great. Great emote. Really shows the power of the Jiggle Physics. Ladies and gentlemen, Jack, man, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
No, of course. We'll come back again next week. We'll do it all again. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. We really do appreciate it. If you love Jiggle Physics as much as me, make sure to like and subscribe to the YouTubes. Head over to the website. I'm sorry. I thought you were going to do... I was expecting when I said that for you to just shake your head. But there was just no reaction, which means he's even angrier with me than you all think he is. There's no reaction. I'm in trouble. Let's keep the podcast going really long, guys, so I don't get yelled at. Oh no, I've killed him.
I love too much. I'll cough.
Oh shit. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. We really do appreciate it. To keep up to date with all the latest news, reviews, and previews, make sure to head over to oneupgames.com, where we are updating it daily. Daily news. I never thought I'd be able to say that, but we are so on top of it, ladies and gentlemen. We're so on top of it. We're the best. Daily news, so head over there and check it out. Head over to the YouTube if you haven't already. If you're here right now listening to this on YouTube or watching this on YouTube, thank you so much. Please don't forget to like. It really does help, and subscribe. And for some longer form content that I've been doing, be sure to head over to One Up Kyle. That's linked down below in the YouTube. There's some reviews up there at the moment for like the first few Assassin's Creed games and the Doom games. And I'm just going to continue to keep adding long form content. You'll see some stuff cross over. Like I feel like you're going to see the Doom Dark Ages review be on both channels, but that's just what comes from someone doing. Like, I don't want to do one for one channel and one for the other. It's good stuff on both. But yeah, thank you so much for the support over there. We really do appreciate it. And the support on One Up Games. Like, the support has been astronomically great. And I cannot thank you all enough, honestly. So yeah, that's going to do it from us. Until next time, may your games be good ones. And we will catch you guys next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.